Hello, hello, hello. You're tuning into another episode of The Wunderkind Show. Today's first topic, we are continuing this series on forgotten Ravens players. And you know what player we're going to touch on today? You know a player that's been brought up by multiple people in the comment section? Isaiah Likely. So, look. I'm going to say this. I get that Greg Roman orchestrated probably the best running attack the league has ever seen. As a fact, you can't even argue it. It was the greatest rushing attack the league has ever seen. It actually holds multiple records for it. But the problem with it is it was very limited on its usage of skill players. Outside of the quarterback running, the running backs running, and there's one tight end. And what I mean by that is we watched multiple times Isaiah Likely in the preseason be absolutely dynamic with the ball in his hands. You would just say, here, there goes the ball, one-on-one versus a corner, versus a linebacker versus safety, and he shimmies his way to 12 to 15 yards almost every single time. And Greg Roman saw all of this in practice, preseason. You know what he did? He said, he can ride the bench. That's right. You're a rookie. Ride the pine. Pause. And now when Mark Andrews was missing for a game because he was injured, I believe for 2 consecutive games, you saw Isaiah Likely go absolutely off. And they could not stop him. They could not guard him. He looked like Darren Waller, if I can compare the two. And people seem to forget this. He is not a small man. Isaiah Likely is 6'4", 238 pounds. And yes, his 40 time was relatively slow. But when you look, but it doesn't translate on the field because when you watch tape of him, he was a lot faster than what his 40 time said. It's one of those weird cases where people saw the 40 time and said, ew, because he ran a 4.8, which is real slow. He said, ew, that's not good. And ignored everything that they saw that he did at Coastal Carolina. So now he falls to us, we get him, we're elated. I'm like, yo, this guy could be something dynamic on the outside. I remember when the Saints were using Jimmy Graham, and then they would have him on the line, and they would just, spread out. Boop, go out there one-on-one, go make a play. And the Saints used Jimmy Graham like that for years to numerous passing records and immense success, right? And I thought Greg Roman, with him and Mark Andrews, would absolutely go crazy with those two tight ends, and we did not see none of it. Remember, this is supposed to be a tight end-centric offense that accentuates the tight ends. And all we saw was one tight end and Patrick Ricard getting accentuated every single week, every single game, every single play. He left Patrick Ricard! Bro, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't hate Patrick Ricard, right? I just don't like that a fullback is on the field being spread out to slot, wide out, like any of that. Like there's no reason for that cumbersome guy to be out there spread out wide and getting the ball in space, talking about something he can make a play. You feel what I'm trying to say? It just doesn't make sense to me. So I don't hate him. I just hate the way how much he was being used. Because, I mean, let's be real. I mean, am I lying? Like, seriously, am I lying right now? Like I'm not lying. So, and it was painful to watch him be spread out wide. I mean, painful, painful. So we're using Patrick Ricard, but we're not using Isaiah Likely. And every week we're like, oh, use him. My God, we got this guy just sitting on the bench. And then when Mark Andrews goes down, he goes off. Everyone said, so it wasn't a fluke in the preseason. And if I'm not mistaken, it wasn't even Lamar throwing him the ball. if I'm not mistaken, it was somebody else, and he was getting the ball all throughout the progressions, deep, intermediate, short, and he was making play after play after play. They were just getting the ball in his hands, they go make a play, and he kept doing it. So then preseason wasn't a fluke, because sometimes guys are preseason warriors. Like, oh yeah, during preseason, I'm Kryptonian. And the regular season, they find all the kryptonite in the world and throw it at them. And they go, oh my powers, I'm melting. Oh. And they're not even quarter of the player that we've seen in preseason. That was not the case for Isaiah Likely. So here's the thing why I brought it up today. Because we have so much weapons, a diverse cast of weapons. And it starts out like this. We're going to start from the top. Let's say you got the OBJ, you got the Bateman, you got the Zay, you got the J.K. Dobbins, you got Mark Andrews, you got Gus Edwards, and you got Isaiah Likely. That's a lot of people that want the ball. Let's just be real right now. That's a lot of people that want the ball. So it's going to take a lot to get everybody the ball, right? And there's going to be time to rerunning it and stuff like that. We're just not going to throw it, for 20,000 yards. It's just not how football works. But I'm hoping that this offensive coordinator, Monken, gets him involved in the passing game. So when you're running heavy, there's no reason to run Patrick Ricard. Run Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely. That's your heavy. 2 tight ends, right? Or when you want to run splits, you're a single back, tight formation. You got 2 receivers, 2 tight ends, and then you got your single back for your running back. That Isaiah Likely should be on the field. He should be on the field. I'm thinking, and this is why I was wondering even last year if they were using Patrick Ricard more on the offensive line because of the offensive line struggles, especially on the right side that was going down. A lot of times you saw tight ends, fullbacks blocking or help block to that right side where Moses is. So we're going to get to see if that's going to happen this year again. But there's no reason for this man not to be on the field. None. Unlike Mark Andrews, who is more like a Frankenstein, like, I'm going to out-muscle you. Oh yeah. Look at the muscles. Look at the milky muscles. That's Mark Andrews. He's going to strong arm you. That's not Isaiah Likely. Isaiah Likely is swing, 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 twing, twing, twing. You can't hold this. Why? That's how he is. It's like Bruce Lee backing up. That's how it is. Quick, elusive, agility. Mark Andrews is like, like a Gronk. Like, I'm just stronger than you, and I'm going to go up and get the ball over you. Isaiah Likely is, I don't have to. I'm just going to swerve my way out of traffic, get this ball, and you can get this twing with your ankles and get them broke on the field. And while you're sliding, I'm looking at you like, and I'll keep running. That's his style. There's no reason for them not to be on the field together. None. This young man is dynamic. This is why we're saying we have a plethora of weapons on this team. And another thing that we've been missing is the jump ball. We've had no jump ball ability in Baltimore for years. Isaiah Likely would fix that problem almost immediately. 6'4", he has a 37-inch vertical. That means he jumps just as high as all the short guys, but he's 6'4", and you can't teach 6'4", and he's not going to bounce off anybody either because he's almost 240 pounds of just manly muscle going up. So, you know what I mean? Like, I'm hoping that this guy gets him involved. He has all the talent in the world. Listen, the reason why this is one of the biggest reasons I love Isaiah Likely. He's probably the best insurance policy for one of our best offensive stars. If Mark Andrews has to miss games, right, for injury, like it was last year or something, or God forbid, because I'm not, I'm saying I want everyone to be healthy as possible. But let's just say, or even a game where they're saying, we don't want to risk health because, we don't want to re-aggravate anything. So we're just going to let him sit out this game. You have Isaiah Likely backing him up, and he makes plays. So that's what I'm looking for him to be. That's why I like him. He's young, enthusiastic. He has a mindset to say, look, I want the ball. And guess what? As long as he wants the ball and is willing to block and do all the other little nuances that the tight end position is asked to do, reward him. Reward him. I'm telling y'all this. Same thing I said with the Bateman stuff. Because we're talking about overlooked Baltimore offensive pieces right now, right? And Isaiah Likely is right up there with the best of them. I'm telling y'all this right now. Isaiah Likely is going to be one of the best players on the Ravens next season. He's going to be doing all the little things. He's going to do a lot of big things, and he's going to be a memorable player for us. And I surmise that sometime in the year, he's going to make a game-winning play that will cement his status as one of the elite offensive Baltimore talents on this team. And I don't even think it's going to go past anybody after that. I don't think he's going to be, once that happens, I don't think he's going to be forgotten by anybody. Everyone's like, Isaiah Likely. Because it's going to likely that he will make plays. He has the perfect last name. He's likely to get open. He's likely to make that catch. He's likely to put the defender on their butt. And he is likely to be one of the hardest people to defend on this offense. Don't be mad at me. That's his name. What's that? What's that song by Drake? God's plan. Hey, God's plan. That was God's plan. So I'm looking forward to watching Isaiah Likely flourish and gain more snaps and be an integral part of this offense, because if Monken starts using him as a true big body split away from Mark Andrews, holy mother of God, it's going to absolutely be Armageddon on the field. Because what are you going to do? When you have Mark Andrews and some wide receivers going this way, you still have to worry about Lamar keeping it. You got J.K. in the back, and you got Isaiah Likely off one-on-one to himself that you know if it's not pressure, you just throw it to him and he'll make somebody miss and he'll walk in for a touchdown. Listen, man, it's looking more and more like Lamar might go for that 55, 60 passing touchdown mark. I'm just being real with you. Don't get mad at me. I'm serious. Lamar Jackson could threaten the passing touchdown record because of the plethora and the diversity of the weapons at his disposal. Hopefully, Harbaugh can keep everybody satiated and keep them focused, and Monken can use or find usage for all of their diverse talents. So, Isaiah Likely, good luck, bro. We are rooting for you. And that's another episode of The Wunderkind Show. Thank you all for watching. You know we have fun and you know we laugh, but everything we say is rooted in facts and truth. So if you have not already done so, please do remember, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. You know I love the comments. Just be respectful of other people's differing opinions, and we have no problems. And if you would like to donate to this platform, to this channel, at the bottom of the screen is a QR code to our Cash App. So all the donations go, and you can find it in every description of every video that we put out. And the name of it is The Wunderkind Show. Also available now at the Patreon. Go out there and become a patron. What do you get if you become a patron? You get access to the Discord. And when you have access to the Discord and also become a patron, you can talk to me directly, and you can ask me questions, which will come up as questions for subscribers with literal videos being about the question that you personally asked with your name attached. Okay, also you'll be up for sweepstakes for free merch, and there will be a fantasy football tournament during this upcoming season with gifts and prizes. So go out there and become a patron and help support the channel. But once again, this is The Wunderkind Show. This is your host Nitro signing off, and as always, you guys knows my slogan. Peace. And I am out of here. Yep.